So next up, podcast listeners, Hung Cao for Congress. That's right. That's the gentleman's name. His name is Hung Cao. He's from Vietnam originally. And he's running in Virginia for Congress. He's the challenger. And guess what? He's a Republican. And I want to tell you about this guy, and there's a reason. This is not an advertisement of any kind. This is really an important message because we have a clip from Hung Cao, and I really want you to listen to this because it is incredibly inspiring. So Republican Hung Cao is going to take on Representative Jennifer Wexton in the 10th District of Virginia. So Jennifer Wexton is a Democrat, and she is the sitting congresswoman in that district. She's a Democrat, and Hung Cao is the Republican. And he's a retired U.S. Navy captain. He's the GOP nominee, and he's going to take on Jennifer Wexton. The district is competitive because it was redrawn, and it's based in Loudoun and Prince William counties. Unfortunately, Loudoun County has become very left-wing because so many of those individuals work for the federal government and or are tied in some way and directly dependent upon federal funding, which is why, of course, it's left-leaning. Cao prevailed in a field of 11 candidates in the primary. And he really did a great job. And he is the guy that is the nominee. And my understanding is that he was attacked for being an extremist. And ladies and gentlemen, across the United States, this is what Democrats are saying about Republicans, and we all know this. The President of the United States, as you know, the President of the United States, Joe Biden, said that the Trump MAGA Republicans are semi-fascists. And you hear Hillary Clinton, she's saying the same thing. Suddenly she's come back from retirement. She's saying the same thing. Democrats across the country, it's really all they have. They can't talk about their policies. They can't discuss policy and why their policies are failing the American people and failing the economy. But what they can do is just say, well, the other side, they're a bunch of extremists. Now, this is a guy who is actually originally from Vietnam, and he has an extraordinary background. And he has this beautiful family. And I just want to tell you right now, I mean, he has, I think, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, he has 5 beautiful children. And he is an American hero, served his country, and he's in this debate. And he's accused, of course, by his opponent, Wexton, of being an extremist. What a surprise, right? What a surprise. And this is just so funny, right? He served his country. So Hung Cao decides to respond in the debate and holds up the flyers that his opponent has sent out calling him an extremist, these massive flyers, which just shows you, right? This is what you do when you're a Democrat and you have nothing to really sell people on about what your policies are doing and whether they're working, so they go after him. We have this clip. This is Hung Cao, ladies and gentlemen. He's the Republican running for Congress in Virginia's 10th district. Listen to this. Here it is.
Extremist. Where have you heard this word before? Where have you heard this word before? I fought and served this country. I bled for this country. And I'm being called an extremist. I've served honorably for every American. I know a lot of people that served with me didn't agree with my politics, and it's fine. I served them anyways. I served them as a commanding officer. I served them in combat, preserved life, and now I'm being called an extremist. Where have you heard that before? This is how we tear people apart. I deserve to be called American. I've earned that right. We've all earned that right. We've earned that right to be called Americans. Not because we weren't born here. I mean, that's what Ronald Reagan said, right? You can go to France, you go to Germany, you can go to England, but you'll never be French, you'll never be German, and you'll never be British. But anybody can come to the United States and be called an American. I deserve to be called an American. Ladies and gentlemen, I will fight for every single person here.
There you go. So that's a Republican who is taking the Democrat playbook to them and saying, you're calling me an extremist? I've served the country. And I served people and I worked with people, and I was the commander of people who we're maybe of a different party, and that doesn't matter because we are Americans. We are working for one cause, and that is the cause of liberty and the cause of freedom. Yet I have an opponent that's calling me an extremist, and Ronald Reagan said you can go to France and not be French, Germany, and never be German. And yet, if you come to America, you can be American, and you are American. And here's a gentleman who's from Vietnam and literally is living this great dream and serving his great country. And I have to tell you something. These individuals like Hung Cao are the kinds of individuals that we want in the Republican Party because they truly believe in our country. And do you want to know why they believe in our country? Do you want to know why they are so faithful to the United States of America? Do you want to know why they are so patriotic? Because they came from terrible places. They came from terrible places where the rule of law doesn't work, okay? Where strong men get in charge, where you don't have your day in court. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of individual we want in the Republican Party because he speaks to our ideals, and he remembers and brings up and invokes the name of Ronald Reagan and the great words of Ronald Reagan. And I got to tell you, no one could say those words better than Ronald Reagan. But now that I've heard Hung Cao say it, sounds even better. Sounds even better. The vision of Ronald Reagan is coming true in real time. And so please, if you can, help Hung Cao. He's running for Congress in Virginia's 10th congressional district against an incredibly cynical Democrat who has nothing to sell the citizens of Virginia except fear. That's all she has is fear itself to sell to the citizens of Virginia's 10th congressional district. And that's it from Mark and the Millennials. Thank you for joining Mark and the Millennials. This is Mark Fisher. Thank you to our producer, Christopher Hopkins. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Getter, True Social, Rumble, and our website. See you next time.